I think we're good, yeah. Okay. Welcome back to BlazinRy Radio, here with October Project. Do you guys take the other 11 months off?
We need this indeed.
You need it?
We've rough ride October.
It's a hard job.
24/7 for a whole month, man.
Well, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, you need the other 11 months. The Miami Herald calls you guys spell weavers. Can you cast a spell on me right now?
Yeah, I bet you think you're standing on a rooftop.
Yeah, I do.
You're in Miami.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Your upcoming 10-song full band record is now split up into 2 piano EPs, Uncovered and More Uncovered. Is there a different theme to each EP? Is there a reason why the songs are separated?
Well, the reason was logistical. It was that, as we finished them, we released them.
Yeah, we wanted to get them out just as quickly as we could.
Okay.
Half a done when.
Well, and also, you know what, actually, I don't think we had the intention of sending all of them out. We were really just going to give people a taste. And the response that we got for the first 5 songs, people were very excited about it, especially a lot of our fans are musicians themselves. So when they were there just hearing the architecture of the song, they were like, oh, we'd like to hear it so we can have the comparison and watch it grow from where it is right now, which is just basic.
Right.
You know, like that building that we're watching being built. They enjoy how it comes together because a lot of them are in the same process that we are.
They were pointing out to me that the building next to the Freedom Tower looks like it's like a lollipop right now, like it's on a
We're a lollipop. It's cool.
Yeah. Now, Marina, it said that you have sensually angelic vocals. Have you met a lot of sensual angels?
She's not telling.
Okay.
It's true. No, I think I have.
Yeah, you might have. If they weren't when she met them, they were when she finished.
That's very good.
Okay, Julie, you are trained in acting and classical piano. Has the transition into singing been challenging or seamless?
Oh, please. Singing is like acting on a high wire between the World Trade Center if it were still here. It's just so much different.
Okay.
You know, I was a stage fright kind of a performer at all times, and singing doesn't allow you to hide that because your voice just expresses what's there.
Right.
If you're with a piano can do some of the work for you, but if you're singing and you're scared, everybody knows. And I'm an accomplished songwriter, and I was a beginning singer. And when I started, I was singing with very accomplished people with my little voice that, was not... I had to learn so much at once. I had to learn how to sing and how to sing very complex music. So I wouldn't recommend that as the way to go. Now that I do it, I'm like,
She's done it.
now I feel like a badass because other really accomplished singers try to sing my parts and they're like, oh my god, it's tough.
And we do a lot of rehearsing a cappella, so it's just the 2 voices. So she's committed to boot camp.
Yeah. What I do is not for pussies. It's scary shit, but it's great. I mean, the joy of reckoning with the fullness of one's own voice in a context of other people singing is really, everybody should have that experience. And I think that I really, because I wasn't a singer and I had to learn to sing, people who sing all their lives take it for granted. I was with 4 brothers mute from the age of like 4 till when I first took my very first voice lesson, and everybody needs to sing. There's cultures where if you said to them, I don't sing, they would look at you like, what?
Right.
Everybody sings, and
Sure.
we kind of we go for that. We like to get people singing.
Yeah, I like the way
You're
you
about to be invited to sing right now.
Anytime. I would rap before I'd sing, because that's always the way of getting out of singing at karaoke or whatever. You rap.
Oh, sure, you can just recite.
Thank you. I think I'm going to go learn some Eminem songs.
That's what I do. That's my
karaoke.
go-to.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
Lose Yourself. Yeah, his is that Eminem Rihanna song.
Whoa.
Which part do you do?
Rihanna.
No, just kidding.
You're also a hypnotist?
Yes, I am. That's
Okay.
my main thing.
So in reading your bio, it almost seems as though you write to hypnotize listeners. Is that accurate?
I use a lot of hypnotic language, and music, of course, does most of the work of that. But a lot of what I'm trained in is what's called Ericksonian hypnosis, which is all about either telling a story so that somebody gets better, or using words or energy in such a way that people can use their minds better, get well from an illness, have a completely transformed life. It's pretty powerful.
Do you ever use your hypnotizing skills to get what you want?
Are you here on a rooftop?
Apparently I'm in Miami.
I think you are.
Right.
You're actually in my office right now. How do you feel? In the chair?
I don't know. I'm scared of you putting me in all these places and then me walking over to a desk or something and falling off the ledge.
Safety first, I promise.
So, I promise we'll get to you in a second. I mean, you compare yourself to Kristen Wiig and PJ Harvey. Explain.
Oh, did I? I like that. I wish I had.
I don't know.
Whoa. Okay, well, I think as a singer, when I'm a soloist, I'm very much like PJ Harvey, in that as an actor, I have a shape-shifting quality. So I'm a character actress, and it just really is the part that gives me who I am and what I do. And Kristen Wiig, I'm so jealous of Bridesmaids. I don't know which Bridesmaid I would be, but that movie I've seen many, many times, and I love comedy because I think the base of most comedy is sincerity. And usually people laugh at me because I'm overly sincere. And in October Project, there's a lot of sincerity that hopefully isn't laughable, though it's easily mocked by because people mock heartfelt things. But in comedy, you do the same thing. Well, it goes to an extreme, and someone is, pathetic, but we are laughing. We're laughing at the patheticness of it, and I think I just as a person, and I hope nobody quotes me on this, but I think I'm fairly pathetic and sincere, and it works, it works for me.
That's the lead.
I get,
Okay.
She's pathetic.
I'm pathetically sincere. I mean, that's my weakness, and so.
Nice. Emil, explain your writing process. Some of your influences is musical theater. Any musical writers in particular that have influenced you?
Richard Rodgers, Leonard Bernstein, Stephen Sondheim,
Pee Wee
Herman, some of the best. Yeah, I have training in composition, and the three of us, believe it or not, took the musical theater workshop when we first got out of school. And so the musical theater connection runs deep. I find the music compelling and small, yet accessible. The harmonic language isn't always just completely jazzy, and it's not also sort of mindlessly pop or rock. So it's a good blend. But probably my greatest influence is not musical theater, probably a little earlier, and it would probably be the Beatles. And I know that that's a popular thing to say, that everybody finds some influence in the Beatles, but they were tremendously good writers. And I have I'm going to write a course someday, what it is the Beatles do.
What's your favorite Beatles album?
And this is another unpopular choice, but for some reason, and it's considered their worst album, I like the White Album. The White Album.
Their worst album?
It's considered the album that should have been half its length. They allowed every thought that the Beatles had at that moment in their careers to get into that album. And even George Martin, the producer, said we could have left that album out, and no one would have really cared. But I love the fact that there's really good and really bad at the same time.
I see.
And I do like the later stuff generally, rather than the girl love stuff.
I'm all for Revolver myself. How about you? I mean, what's your favorite?
Probably the most popular choice, Sgt. Pepper deal.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
good too. What was your favorite?
Oh, I might be Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Here's something.
I also hear, Miranda, that you're really influenced by Justin Bieber. Is that or is that
No,
just
no,
a
no,
rumor?
it's Selena Gomez.
He's been described as a sensual angel.
Oh yeah. He's quite the sensual angel. And have you either written or considered writing a musical?
We wrote the three of us wrote a musical when we were in college, and
That might be the real origin of October Project.
Yeah, when you think
actually.
about it.
Because Marina, her senior project with Maury Yeston was a big musical theater. He wrote an and I wrote Emil and I wrote the songs and music. Marina music directed it, and it was.
Yep, and it was on that material that we got into that workshop I spoke of earlier. But no, since then something happened. We went in a direction that none of us expected. We thought we just wanted to express ourselves musically, and so we went out into the New York scene. We didn't have the idea that we'd be signed. that sort of came later.
We thought what we did was too strange.
We thought it was too strange, and
We thought it would be
we thought
joyous but not popular.
maybe we would get a small label that liked that sort of thing, and there were a bunch of labels like that at the time. We were very surprised to get signed to a major, and so so everyone asked us the question about our influence, as if as pop musicians we brought in something, but in a way we're more classical / theater musicians that ended up with a pop album.
What label did you get signed to?
Epic.
Epic. Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty epic. Now, Julie, you say that this music is for you to live by, mark your transitions by. It's a lullaby and embrace for your losses and celebrations. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think that when I write, I tap into the deeper vein of poetry, or, I work obviously as a hypnotherapist, so I live in places with people that are difficult, they're challenging, and I live that in my songs as well. Partly, I think of it as my own journey.
Let me redeem myself.
My name is Juicy.
This is actually Juicy, not Julie. And this is Cheryl, and this is Timothy. No, and this is Emil, and this is Marina, not Miranda. I thought you were named after the Tempest, the Prospero, and the
I
Tempest.
know,
That
that'd
was
be
a
nice.
good save.
A very good save.
Say.
Thank you. I knew with theater people that it would be appreciated. Thank you guys so much. Anything you want to say to the folks out there about when the album drops, your website?
Well, if you come to Facebook now, we like to gift you with free music, and we expect to have an album in.
Yeah, a couple of months. Emil's going to Los Angeles to finish the final basics, right?
That's right. And I want to hear the opinions on whether I have ruined these songs by producing them with muscularity. All right, that's the question I
Drum,
ask.
space, and
Yeah,
guitar.
a lot of testosterone to the estrogen there.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
BlazinRy Radio,
Bye.
October Project. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.